About their team. Let's discuss this real quick. Feraligatr with 5 IVs has Aqua Jet, Ice Punch, Swords Dance, and Earthquake. EVs 104 into HP, 252 in attack, and 152 into speed. I'm going to have to look up Feraligatr real quick. And then we'll look at it. Alright, so I'm going to switch screens here. There we go. And video capture. That way you can see my ugly mug. Alright, so let's look at Feraligatr real quick and just look through his stats. Alright, with 85 HP, he can be pretty bulky. Not crazy bulky, but I mean with 83 special defense and 100 defense, should be alright. With 78 base speed, though, he's not really going to outspeed anything, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. For comparison, I didn't type it in fast enough. Let's go with Diggersby. Let's look up Diggersby real quick, because I know that we're going to get X and Y. Alright, so as an example, this is just a relevant example that I knew would be pretty close. You can see that Diggersby has 78 base speed as well. And so it's a speed tie between Diggersby and Feraligatr. Now there's not a whole lot out there that Diggersby is really going to outspeed, so I don't worry about my Diggersby having any EVs in speed. I just max out his attack and max out his HP. Now with Diggersby having huge power, this is basically 112 base attack, and so it's pretty comparable to Feraligatr. Now looking at the HP, they both have 85. The nice thing about Feraligatr is that he's got more defense and more special defense. So really, personal opinion here, which, I mean, you're asking me for it, so why not? Personal opinion, I would just max out the HP on Feraligatr, focus on the fact that he's going to have a decent amount of bulk. I mean, at level 50, 192 HP is nothing to scoff at. My wall, my special defensive wall in Walrun, has 212 HP. Not a far cry from that 192. With that 105 attack stat's pretty good. The 100 base defense and 83 special defense, those are going to be able to take a hit and keep on ticking. So I would just max out the HP, max out the attack, just go for those two. 252 in attack, 252 in HP, and then I'd probably throw those extra 4 into special defense so that he can take a shot from any electric Pokemon. And then when you're looking through, I'm going to start with the egg moves. Aqua Jet, always good. I mean, when you look at Azumarill or you look at Diggersby, the biggest thing that makes them viable is that Azumarill has Aqua Jet and Diggersby's got Quick Attack. They both do stab 40 damage, so it's basically 60 base damage with whatever. Crunch is a pretty good stab move, or not stab, pretty good coverage move. Does 80 base damage, 100% accuracy, which is awesome, and then 20% chance to flinch. So that's pretty cool. I would think about that one. What did you end up putting in yours? I'm going to have to switch overlays real quick so I'm not giving away. Aqua Jet, Ice Punch, Swords Dance, and Earthquake. Alright. So Earthquake, always a good move, just because it does pretty good coverage. Ice Punch, I would probably personally go with Crunch over Ice Punch, just to deal with a lot of the Ghost Pokemon. Ice Punch does pretty well against Grass Pokemon, pretty well against Flying Pokemon, but it's only got 10% chance to flinch, does less damage, moderately less damage. So, I mean, either one, it depends on what your team is threatened most by. If you're threatened by Ghosts, go with Crunch. If you're threatened by Grass Pokemon, Flying Pokemon, go with that Ice Punch. And then, let's see. I always love Rock Slide, so that's a good move, in my opinion. Swords Dance, I don't think you're necessarily going to need. Diggersby with huge power is going to run about the same, and I don't run Swords Dance on mine, and I don't feel like I'm lacking any power with him. So, granted, I've got two different stab moves. With Stab Earthquake, it does stupid amounts of damage, so you can go with Swords Dance, but I would say that you're going to gain a little bit more off that Dragon Dance and +1 attack. Earthquake, pretty good. And I don't see a whole lot that really rocks my socks here. Dragon Claw, not really viable anymore with the fairies. And the fact that it only hits one type of Pokemon super effectively, and you do better with that Ice Punch. What else are we going to have? Superpower would be a good last-ditch effort. Having Aqua Tail as a secondary stab might tie up one more move, but helps out just because it's more powerful. But I would say that Crunch probably a good idea to look at. Earthquake, good idea. Return has 102 base, so if you're looking for just a neutral move that's going to do a lot of damage to a lot of things, 102 base damage on a super happy Feraligatr. And those would be the things that I would look at. I don't think there's too much on here. Then as far as the item, I'm not sure what you would want, but it depends on your team with that item. But I think that's probably the most in-depth analysis I'm going to be able to get.